The response to the White House needed a video all of its own in response to what's happening with GameStop stock and all of those other short squeeze opportunities that are out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at their response. Senate to hold hearing on the stock market as White House defends Yellen over Wall Street ties. Oh, this bitch got a few more than just a couple of ties, let me tell you what. A Senate panel will hold a hearing on stock market. On the stock market. Was that before or after they go to the downtown? Just a bunch of fucking old corrupt pricks, I'd imagine. Amid an unprecedented wave of action taken against investors, an incoming chairman said Thursday, as the White House defended Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen over her ties to Wall Street. Stocks like GameStop and AMC have exploded in growth in recent days, bolstered by a drove of investors taking them up on a Reddit subgroup. The investors saw Robinhood, the investment app, trading app, and other companies cutting off buying and selling some stocks, prompting fury and class action lawsuits, all of which we covered in the previous video. As Republicans and Democrats united in condemning Robinhood's action and Wall Street pretty much in general, incoming Senate Banking Chairman Sherrod Brown, a Democrat from Ohio, lambasted Wall Street and said the panel would hold a hearing. This guy's an idiot, so we're going to take whatever he has to say with a grain of salt. People on Wall Street only care about the rules when they're the ones getting hurt. It's time for the SEC and Congress to make the economy work for everyone, he said in a statement. The hearing will deal with the current state of the stock market. Well, we're going to see what happens over the weekend and what kind of new implementation is going to be in place by Monday. I'd imagine they're going to be working overtime to fuck everybody over in this. The Biden administration has said little about what's happening. Interesting, huh? Three Security and Exchange Commission officials on Wednesday said in a brief statement that they were aware of and monitoring the market volatility, and the White House said both the administration and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen were also monitoring the situation. Oh, they've been more than closely monitoring the situation. And why have they been so quiet about everything? Well, as you could remember during the election, Wall Street is shunning Trump. Campaign donations to Biden are 5 times larger. I wonder why. The securities investment industry donated just $10.5 million to Trump's presidential campaign, and outside groups aligned with it. According to the new tally by Open Secrets, it has sent nearly 5 times as much to Joe Biden. $51.1 million. Yeah, why do you think that the Biden administration, that is so quiet about that? It's because Wall Street owns the Democrats, without a doubt. You don't believe me? Let's circle back around to Janet Yellen. GameStop short sell firm Citadel paid Biden's Treasury Secretary millions of dollars. Weird, huh? Yellen's financial disclosures reveal over 60 speeches to financial firms, and items 25, 29, and 49 on her list shows her receiving a sum of $810,000 from Citadel in speaking fees. Yeah, for her first speech on October 17th, 2019, she received $292,500. Second speech on December 3rd of 2019, she received $180,000. Oh, and she did a whole bunch of dates for Citadel, October 9th, 20th, 26th, and 27th for $337,500 to round it off to an easy, cool $810,000. Following a Reddit-induced skyrocket in the price of GameStop by Stonks, a company heavily shorted by Melvin Capital Management, trading platforms including Robinhood had started to ban trading the security. The move will likely lower the price of stock and perhaps help rectify Melvin Capital's immense losses. The move has been widely viewed as protecting Wall Street hedge funds. Well, how else can you interpret that? Whom Yellen has made millions speaking from while selling out the little guy. Citadel recently funneled billions into Melvin Capital Management, according to the Wall Street Journal. We've reported on this in a couple of videos, the previous one and then the one from yesterday about the $2.7 billion of emergency money that got influxed into Melvin Capital. Yeah, that came from Citadel. It's just a big incestuous club and you ain't in it. What's more, Citadel has close financial relationship with Robinhood. Of course they do. As the trading platform receives payment from Citadel execution services for directing equity order flow, material aspects of the relationship with market centers. Citadel execution services, Robinhood Financial receives payment from Citadel for directing equity order flow to the venue through October 31st, 2019. Payment varied based on a number of factors, including but not limited to type of security, time of order placement, and underlying price. Goes on if you guys would like to read that as well. But yeah, they have a very deep link there. One summary, the Citadel-Robinhood relationship notes Robinhood likely received a significant premium of its payment of order flow from Citadel and allowed Citadel to profit much more of Robinhood trades than any other brokers. So the fact that they would have got a shit kicking and it cost them nearly $3 billion to put into a hedge fund in order to keep their hedge fund managers safe, Robinhood making it so you can't buy, or at least in limited quantities, you can only buy GameStop stock, and the other high-risk stocks at the moment, is truly suspect. Citadel is founded by Ken Griffin, a major Republican donor who has funded the presidential campaigns of establishment candidates, including Mitt Romney and John McCain. Who else could have seen that one coming? Okay. This entire situation right now is just highlighting the fact that there is a clear divide. It's not right and left, okay? It is populist and it is establishment. And as much as I don't like the motives of the AOC and the Sherrod Brown types, I'll stand with them on this one, okay? I can divorce ideas from the people. And all of this stuff coming to light is not unexpected, but it is important. And okay, like it should come as no surprise that these hedge funds are funding and supporting prominent Democrats. You didn't expect these types of leaks to come out so quickly, and nobody anticipated this situation coming to light. But we knew about one other very obvious weakness in the incoming Biden administration when it was incoming, and now that it's being settled in, I suppose. We knew that they could be easily exploited by China. And who else is easily exploited by China? Wall Street. So this makes it an even more perfect fit. As Biden Treasury Secretary, yes, the same Janet Yellen, paid by Chinese Communist Party linked group. This bitch is the only person I can think of that is any more corrupted by China than Joe Biden. Except there's going to be nothing that's going to happen to her. This is all just going to get memory hold very, very, very shortly. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's financial disclosures reveal she was paid to speak at Caxon? Sure. A Beijing-based media outlet with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Obviously, if it's Beijing-based. The financial relationship is revealed via her most recent disclosure as items 33 on a 68-item long list titled Filers. Sources of compensation exceeding $5,000 in a year. Yeah, Caxon right there. No time, no specific details, just Beijing outside the United States. A role for being there was for speaker. Okay. Caxon has been highlighted by the Washington Post for its ties to the Chinese Communist Party through its founder, Hugh Shuley, a regular on the Howard Stern program, including personal friendships with former party leadership. Caxon, who founded? After leaving Beijing in 2013, has been able to navigate China's media landscape better than most. Some attribute this to Hu's savvy and personal connections. She comes from a line of Communist Party intellectuals and maintains a relationship with Wang Qishan, China's vice president. And just going back up to the snapshot of Yellen's financials, you can see here it's Montreal, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Bozeman, Montana. The only one that sticks out like a stiff prick in a whorehouse is the Beijing trip. Everything else is just in the continent and 2 countries there. Granted, that is only 9 lines on a 69-item list, but we could see from the previous list that most, if not all of the other ones there are also localized within North America. At least from the best that we can surmise based on the names of the companies that are there. So it's goofy. Biden press secretary Jen Psaki asked if given Yellen's close financial ties to Citadel, one of the firms underwriting the short selling of GameStop should recuse herself from the situation. Well, considering there's going to be an upcoming hearing about this, I'm sure she probably said that she would circle back and address this. Psaki responded with what has become a typical non-response for the Biden regime. We have a Treasury Secretary now confirmed. Obviously, we have a broad economic team. The SEC put out a statement yesterday that I referred to, but I don't think I have anything more for you on it other than to say, separate from the GameStop issue, the Secretary of Treasury is one of the world-renowned experts on markets, on the economy. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. She was paid to give her perspective and advice before she came into office. Yellen's ties to the Chinese Communist Party outlets is surely enough another cause for concern. You'd think so, but I think that's a stipulation of an employment in the Biden administration. So, okay, there's going to be a Senate committee hearing on it. Is there going to be an executive order? Because we all know that Joe Biden right now, he's got a pen in his hand. He needs to waste that ink. What is the Biden administration doing right now? People working at Robinhood coming forward to share that their founder received calls from the White House about shutting down GameStop and meme stocks. Biden has done more for billionaire hedge funds than providing us with our survival checks. Yep. Biden is doing more to fulfill his promise to Wall Street, then nothing will fundamentally change than ensuring the rest of us can survive. Now, that's also just some rando on Twitter, but at the same time, Project Veritas has put out the call for whistleblowers, and there's a bunch of other people also getting the call out there, even specifically on the Wall Street Bets subreddit, about the dirtiness they just need to prove, because this just reeks of antitrust action. Okay, when you had all of those different apps shut down and do the exact same stuff, and we're going to see everything that comes out over the weekend, because there is going to be a whole hell of a lot more regulation going on in the very near future, because Wall Street's not going to let this ever happen again. This was a specific moment in time that exposed Wall Street as being as corrupt as everybody thought that they were. And this really can't stand. You can't rely on the government to do anything about it. The Senate committee will just be like those other big tech hearings where it's just going to be a bunch of saber rattling. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. And realistically, nothing will come out of it. And Joe Biden, you think with all of the skeletons in the closet of his cabinet, do you think anything's going to come out of that? Fuck no. There's just going to be more lockdown from Wall Street that's going to be tacitly endorsed by the administration, and that'll just further erode any support that Biden could possibly have. It's going to be a long fucking 4 years, and the Democrats are just setting themselves up for failure, and you'll love to see it, to be completely honest. But yeah, if anything happens with this tomorrow, I'll be sure to cover it, because I think that this is wildly entertaining, and the mainstream's just not covering it properly. So I'll do that for you guys. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.